Hi, my name is Dawn Nelson, also known as the Bard Dawn, and I'm a writer, consultant and performance storyteller. This year, I have been facilitating an online version of the Pupil Poet Laureate project. This year's ambitious programme sought to engage schools across Portsmouth through a series of vlogs and online resources, bringing the Portsmouth Pupil Poet Laureate project to all of the schools within the Portsmouth area. During this project, we explored Portsmouth and its landscapes of sea, city and green spaces. And in doing so, we encouraged KS2 and KS3 age pupils to explore poetry, poetic language, themes and techniques in order to produce their own poetry, nurture a love of the spoken word and develop oracy skills. In the first vlog, we looked at Words from the Sea, which covered Tudor poetry, sea shanties, sailing superstitions and the story of the Mary Rose. For the second vlog, we looked at Words from the City, visited the birthplace of Charles Dickens, explored his poetry, discovered kennings in the Portsmouth city and created maps with poetry. For the third and final vlog, we explored the poetry of the South Downs, Anglo-Saxon narrative charms and the poetry that can be found in birdsong. For each term, pupils have met with their teachers and facilitators within their schools to explore the themes and skills covered in the vlogs. After each vlog, pupils were encouraged to continue their learning with a series of exercises to help them find inspiration for their poems, build their wordsmithing and hone their performance skills. This podcast is a culmination of their work and is split into the 3 themes covered over the year: sea, city and green spaces. We hope you will enjoy the wonderfully evocative and thought-provoking poems created by the Portsmouth 2024-25 Pupil Poet Laureates from schools across the Portsmouth area. It has been a pleasure to facilitate this programme and to hear the wonderful poems the pupils have created over the year.
The Mary Rose, a one-hit wonder, called Henry's men to flail and blunder. It lasted only 1 mere voyage, its journey showed great strength and courage. July 19th, 1545, the Mary Rose came to its demise. As minutes passed and time went by, the ship was taken by the ocean's tide. For years the ship lay undiscovered until McKee pulled back the covers. She now sits calm and peacefully behind the glass for you to see.
The sun rose, the breeze blows, through the water I drift, while the calm waves shift. My tentacles sway like satin, forming a beautiful pattern. But oh, what's this? I hear a little hiss, and oh, what's that? Sounds like a distant chat. Oh no, I think I need to go. What's happened is a storm, the feeling's not too warm.
Who am I? More like what am I? I have no shape or size, just formless. I am vast and as precious as sapphire. Though sometimes I can run fast, but can't be set on fire. I can be calm, but won't fit into the middle of your palm. I can be silent and still, yet deadly, as I don't yield to your will. If you have a living will, you best not ignore my warnings, or things shall go downhill. I can carry you through the English Channel, or the freezing South Pole, maybe to the North Pole to meet Santa. Some may call me monstrous, quite known for atrocious tricks, very cunning, very sly, and many ask, how, why? Well, you see, I shall tell you why they say so. Now listen here, listen close, do as told. Some worship me, though I am controlled by goddess Aphrodite, wife of Poseidon, daughter of Doris, and nearest granddaughter Oceanus, which makes me unpredictable. I wish I could stay, but until next time, here I lay.
Down by the seaside, I rest on the shore. A hard jagged rock lays still on my claw. The sand sways and dances in the ocean breeze. Most days I wonder what can be found among the seas. I gently submerge my shell in the water, the current of the waves growing stronger and stronger. The salt of the oceanic abyss is all I can taste. Droplets and splashes thrash my face. The colossal clouds growl with despair. No ordinary crab could ever prepare for what calamity would happen next. Even Poseidon would have been perplexed. A monstrous wave towered above me. It happened so fast, there was no time to flee. I float and drift about in the void. My vermilion shell becomes cracked and destroyed. My tiny heart beating louder and louder. The rocks beneath my legs clash together, forming powder. All particles as small as unimportant as us. On this earth, however, none of us can fuss, for together we coexist harmoniously. No one should be treated any differently. Yet in this moment of true fear and distress, the harsh ocean is treating me like I'm a pest. Do people view me as less? I close my eyes and hope for the best, wonder if it's finally my time to rest. But wait, what is this? I thought I'd be in bliss. But wait, when I look around, heaven is nowhere to be found. Sunny skies is all I can see. Perhaps the Lord did hear my plea. But now I lie still on a different beach, barely being able to regain my speech. Soft sand wraps me warm. Thankfully now, there is no longer a storm. And although things aren't back to the norm, I can now recall what a crab once saw.
On a calm blue day, I look over the sapphire ocean. Up and down, the waves move in a smooth motion. The sun moves below the glassy waves, and just as we watch the golden nugget lower, a loud humming woke up the scores of fish on a cold, dark 1st of October. A large red pole stuck out from the ocean. The whirring and stirring of machinery filled the air. The liquid turns a murky black, and the fish and seagulls are left in despair. Heavy footsteps against the metal cover, the sound of waves. Shouting of humans come from above. People screaming and collecting oil, their flashlight colour white as a dove. Storm clouds roll above the pitch-black void, thunder booming and lightning flashing, rain pattering down upon the ocean, the waves now crashing. All alone in my little boat, what could I do about this? Until a little seagull child popped his head out of the water. He was so easy to be missed. Though I didn't miss him, I scooped him up gently with a net and sailed away as fast as I could, trying not to fret. I carefully cleaned the oil off of him. He looked at me, only one gleaming eye. I couldn't resist giving him a fish, sadly watching as other seagulls fly by. The seagull's survival skills were very bad. He was clearly failing at Mother Nature's test. He fails to call the others and gives up, closing his eyes, ready for his final rest. The darkened skies clear up, the gleaming sun rising as the clouds fled. One small beam of sunlight through the clouds on the small bird's head. I looked up at the huge oil rig, screaming and shouting, crying and weeping. Holding the seagull close to me, I hear the dolphins leaping. Gently down I set the seagull, into the water I set him free, tears rolling down my cheeks, thinking that this was all because of me.
On a calm, warm day, I look out over the ocean. The pearly white foam glides in view. The waves swirl in a swift kind of motion. The water looks a glittery kind of blue. A dolphin jumps out of the water, creating a stunning scene. Another splash comes again, but this time from an otter. The feeling is quite serene. A little whirlpool is created. I feel like I'm being sucked in. Wow, that's amazing, I stated, and my face turned into a wide grin. As I move along the waves, a small boat passes by. They go past and I say, "Hi guys." As we move closer to them, so do I. Out of the distance I hear seagull cries. I go over and there, not knowing what lies beyond, and see a baby seagull beyond repair. He's so cute and fluffy, I instantly make a bond. His wing looked broken and hurt. I had to care for him, and gave him the name Squirt. He tried to come to my boat, but he could hardly swim. I scoop him out of the sea and carry him in my hand. I look down at the ocean and see so much debris. I can now see why this bird was so sad. The seagull's survival skills were very bad. He is clearly failing Mother Nature's test. He fails to call the others and gives up, closing his eyes, ready for his final test.
As the morning sun rises and the cool sea harmonizes, feathery clouds drift into view, along with the aroma of fresh coffee brew. A guide for the sailors stands tall by the quay, though some of the town is more worn by the sea. The streets are covered in rust and dirt, each corner a memory damaged and hurt. The grime of the docks, where stillness stays, carries many tales from ancient days, cracked windows with peeling pain, echoes of battles no sadness could tame.
Looping through the salted breeze, like scraps of paper let loose from a quiet past, steel and sky lean towards each other as the spinnaker pierces the clouds and sailors' ghosts slip along the Solent. On Southsea Common, a child kicks a worn football through tufts of dandelion, and a couple leans into the hush of the evening while dogs chase invisible currents along the promenade. Boats bob in the harbour like thoughts waiting for wind. Each tide smooths the stones beneath the pier, layers history beneath the lapping. Nelson's breath, a wartime hush, ice cream spilt on sunburnt fingers. Portsmouth wears the sea like an old coat, weathered and proud. Even in stillness, there is always movement. A ship leaving, a story returning, the sea inhaling again.
Oh, the city, mainly me and my kitty, you might be thinking. But lately, my little sister has me bothered. She had me ponder. How could she really whisper? Had me wonder. Could she really do wonders like Wonder Woman? What a pity. Ever since we moved to the city, I stopped hearing words from the sea. My mom was part of our local committee, but lately I've been hearing things, or rather, words. Not the type to make your blood boil and give you blisters, or to make your belly twister, but rather whispers. Yes, whispers. Whisper from the city, or we could say words from the city.
Morning sunlight sparkles like amber, as indigo clouds intertwine with the warmness. The painted canvas within the sky forms above us. Artwork we take for granted. Compact structures extend towards the blissfulness, yearning to be a part of the euphoria. Yet desire is not enough to escape the cruel grasp of textured concrete and dead soil beneath. Instead, they seek comfort and company, bribing people with trinkets and charms materialistic humans cannot resist. Others, however, bring prosperity, symbol of guidance, symbol of hope. It helps selfish humans see that canvas, sharing with others what treasures most, but failing to see it being seized by uncleanliness, day by day. Ships sail, people rush, however, Portsmouth lay still, forever my home.
The city fades behind the trees, replaced by shade and gentle breeze. Iron gates and stone paths mute the city's distant laughs. Footsteps dance on a grassy ground, voices bright, a joyful sound. A bungalow here, a bench there, where blossoms drift slowly through the air. The pond reflects a swan's slow glide, as time moves slowly, tide by tide. Among the rows of brick and grey, green still finds a space to stay.
A warm day in the forest, very calming to be honest. White rose bushes led a path, the gleaming gold sun set fast. A girl around the age of 20, bees asking for poppies, and she had plenty. In the war she lost her lover, and above her head one hummingbird would hover. She secured a dagger in her right hand, and the day was going just as planned. She turned around to face the sun, the last of her days, the end of her fun. A loud shriek she let out, in agony, no doubt. The dagger settled deep in her heart, now they'll never be apart. Blood splattered all over the roses, gently off she dozes. White turned to red, and out she bled. Up in the clouds she saw him, her face pale and grim. She cried into his shoulder, her earthly body grew colder. The hummingbird from earlier sat beside her, all it could see was a blur. This is the tale of how red roses became. Legend says, the garden's still the same.
Sun creeps above the horizon as grand beech trees dance in the freshening breeze. I look around the scenery. A young girl hums melodies to herself, swaying in time with the lilies of the valley, both loving and pure, yet awaiting mischief as they flourish. A widower sits beneath the lush leaves of an oak tree. He writes to himself to ease the pain of loneliness. Both the widower and tree, grounded and stubborn, however, a period of endurance, a period of potential growth and overcoming, seats them soon. A ballerina dances around the azaleas. She tends them gently, admiring their beauty, full of passion and elegance, love and joy, just as she is too. And at that moment I realized how similar we all are, to nature and flowers, veins like roots, eyes green and brown and blue, like leaves in soil and sky, skin soft as petals, skin hard as bark. We are one with nature, we exist together, breathing, living.
Nature does not hurry, it unfolds. A fern uncalls without audience. A river forgets the name of every stone it passes. The fox walks the same path each dusk, silent as dusk itself. The oak listens to the years, and does not speak of them. Rain falls where it will, on the mountain, on your shoulder, on the open mouth of a flower, just beginning to trust the sun. There is no waste in the forest, no pride in the sky. Even the fallen limb feeds something. We come here thinking we are visitors, but nature never asked us to knock. It has always made room, beneath the leaves, inside the wind, along the edge of light. You stand still, and for a moment you remember you too are made of earth.
Thanks goes to the Portsmouth Education Partnership for funding the Portsmouth Pupil Laureate project, and to all the Portsmouth Pupil Poet Laureates who participated with open and engaged hearts and minds, creating beautiful poems which showcase what Portsmouth means to Portsmouth pupils.